Yo. What is a libertarian family? YouTube, political family, however you guys want to call yourselves. Um, yeah, it's K Rod here. I'm back at it with another good video for you guys today for some political conversation, and we are reaching in the eyes of liberty sooner than later. All right, so let's get right into this story. I don't know what's the whole deal with this, but I will make my reaction to this picture post of a case that went down in Texas, in which this should technically be a injustice for a justice done by the, by the state, you know, wrongfully criminalizing these young men that did the right thing. But yeah, there's a story, I would assume, from this picture of some Texas teen brothers and their friend beating up their stepdad to death with brass knuckles after he sexually abused their half sister that was 9 years old. Honestly, this is pure evil done by the state. I don't know how this is called a crime, and I don't know what is the rule for pedophilia and molestation in the state of Texas. I live down here in Florida, and I do know for a fact that you can defend yourself at any given point in time if anybody is sexually abusing a younger minor. And actually, hold on, let me take a look at that right now. Alright, so I'm back. I did look at some of these laws here in Florida. I would assume most likely you can, because Florida does have the stand your ground law. So if someone does try to rape you or attack you with any vigilance of ill intent, you have the right to kill somebody in the event of a misconstrued situation that is most likely used as a means of criminal intent, in which you have the ability to defend yourself. But either way, the more logical sense of any form of criminal behavior that a sex offender, whether that's a child, rape, molestation, oh my god, I'm sorry. Anybody to the level of a child rape molester, or anybody to the level of anybody that goes beyond being a predatory criminal to minors, that is very evil, and that is very sickening. And for the state to protect pedophiles and criminals of this magnitude in the state of Texas here in America is very sickening and very evil. I could, look up the article if you guys want me to. I could very well do that. You know what? Yeah, let me just, search up for you guys. Hold on. I'll be right back. Alright, here's the article. Here's the area that it happened in. But, for this situation, these guys don't deserve to be locked up, man. If you guys want the link for this article, this is under KSAT. Court records detail charges for Texas brothers accused of beating stepfather to death for sexually abusing their sister. This is not wrong, but brother, I assume these guys off to the left are brothers, and then this is their friend that assisted in the, the justice, I would say. This happened in Hidalgo County down in Texas. A trio of teens accused of beating a man to death in January is still behind bars, awaiting indictment, but court records detail the charges they're facing. Alejandro Trevino, 18 years old, Tristan Trevino, 17, along with family friend Juan Eduardo Melendez, 18, are accused of beating 42-year-old Gabriel Quintanilla, leaving him to die in a field in McAllen at the beginning of the year. There's nothing new to report. Far Chief of Police Andy Harvey said after KSAT reached out via email Wednesday morning. However, Hidalgo County court records show there have been updates on some of the charges and bond amounts for Melendez and the Trevino brothers. Records show that Melendez has a smuggling of persons charge in addition to organized criminal activity, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and possession of marijuana charges. His murder charge has also been upgraded to capital murder charge. Melendez bonds exceed, oh my god, 1.5 million. Yo, that's fucked up, man. That is fucked up. But either way, he doesn't, he's innocent until proven guilty. Like if there's no due process for this, this is pure evil done by the state. And this is why, statism needs to be, destroyed. This is just pure evil. Going forward, in this article, Christian, originally charged in January with aggravated assault, murder, and engaging in organized criminal activity, he has also had his murder charge upgraded to capital murder. His bond amounts originally exceeded $1 million, but now court records showed his total bond amounts is $150,000. Oh man, I'm sorry. Harvey said the decision for the capital murder charge as opposed to just a regular murder charge was due to the fact that Quintanilla was kidnapped and he also had his jewelry stolen before he was dumped in the field. Alejandro has not had any charges to his charges, which were engaging in organized criminal activity and aggravated assault, based on court records from $1 million to $150,000. During a news conference in January, Harvey said the Trevino brothers and Melendez beat Quintanilla several times over the course of one night after the Trevino's younger half-sister made an outcry about being inappropriately touched by Quintanilla at a RV park. Quintanilla was the stepfather of Alejandro and Christian and the biological father of the 9-year-old girl. When the brothers found out, they became enraged and confronted Gabriel at the residence. A physical fight ensued between the three and the victim, and Quintanilla left the location on foot, according to news release from the Far Police Department. Harvey explained the news conference. After that, Quintanilla left the RV park. Christian followed him down the street, and another fight broke out. Christian is alleged to have brass knuckles during the assault, Harvey said. Harvey said Alejandro and Melendez then drove up to the fight, got out of their vehicle, began assaulting Gabriel as well. That's Quintanilla, by the way. I just called him Gabriel because I can't, I don't give a shit about calling this guy's last name anymore. So there's 3 against 1, Harvey said. After that, the 3 teams left in the vehicle, dropped Alejandro at the RV park, and Christian and Melendez went to Melendez's house to exchange vehicles. They picked up a white F-150 and they decided to go back and look for Gabriel to see if they could find him again. What they did, they did. A third assault occurred after Christian and Melendez found Gabriel, and Harvey said that the attack left Gabriel unconscious or close to it. Then they decided to pick him up, kidnap him, put him in the back of the F-150 in the bed, and drive off to somewhere in South McAllen. Harvey said police believe Gabriel died after he was dumped in the field. His body was discovered by a farmer. Harvey said during the course of the murder investigation, Far Police learned that Gabriel had a warrant for continuous sexual abuse of a child and assault family violence at the time of his death. That warrant involved a unrelated case with a different victim that Harvey said fire police made aware of in May of 2019. Harvey said the victim in the release case was allegedly victimized between 2014 and 2016. Detectives gathered enough information to get a warrant, in which they did, and the detectives went out to look for Gabriel at the time and were unable to find him, said Harvey. They searched and he was being exclusive. We did not find him. No charges have been filed. Fire police were unaware of any history of abuse between Gabriel and his biological daughter. Harvey described that as an ongoing investigation. No charges has been filed against the mother of the 9-year-old girl. Harvey said during the press conference that detectives were still looking into whether or not she knew about the alleged abuse of her daughter. Yeah. So yeah, let me just say that this is another reason why statism is a very evil, misogynistic religion. And sadly, you have idiots that will say, oh, well, the police should have, done their job, a lot better, blah, blah, blah. These guys still deserve to go to jail, regardless. And just because this guy molested his child doesn't mean that you go out of your way and kill them. I mean, I don't think most people in the world would say that, but I'm just saying that in terms of the stupid status that responds to any story of this level, they will say, oh, well, even though that you did the right thing to kill a pedophile in your family that decided to abuse your younger sister, and she could have ended up dying in the process, so either way, like, you didn't even get anything, accomplished, even from, Quintanillas' case, because he knew that either way, if he continued to go beyond his doubts to think that nothing bad was going to happen to him, he was still going to end up getting killed. So, I mean, either way, the state is very immoral, regardless, and the punishment should be applied to the mother, because the mother, she is definitely the culprit out of the situation to not be informed that, hey, look, your 9-year-old daughter is being molested by this crazy freak stepfather that claims to, say all these things of him being, responsible for the kid, in which at the end of the day he's not. He's a sick bastard, and honestly, he got what he deserved. And I mean, why would these two guys, I assume, that were off, that are off here to the left, why would the Trevino brothers, stand up for that? Any man with common sense knows that, if you see something that's wrong in any situation, and you know that there's a time for an injustice to be switched to a justice, in response to basically go against a potential threat, that's the natural thing to do. That's the natural response that any man would do, to come out of their way to to stand up for something that is worth being responsive for the sake of justice. And I think this is a really good example of how, in any form of marketized anarchy, or in a libertarian sense, like, people think that, okay, well, in libertarianism, this situation would have been solved a lot worse. And it's like, no, libertarianism would have solved this situation a lot better. Because either way, if people want to decide on saying, hey, if you don't want to pay the price in, actually, dealing with your punishment that you applied to someone's life, especially, to you raping or molesting a young minor, then, here's our rules of what's going to happen. if you don't want to follow our rules. And there would be very vigilant consequences. People don't want sick people in society near them. So to any regular sane individual, if you had property in a decentralized community, and you suspect somebody being a pedophile in the community that they are living in with you, and then they come out of their way to rape and molest, like, let's just say 5 to 6 children in your community, what are you going to do to stand up for it? And the answer is that you are going to respond vigilantly in violence that has to be put down to the table. But 9 times out of 10, usually pedophiles in any decentralized area in the world, for 9 times out of 10, they're not respected very, very well. I mean, to most men in third world countries, most men will go after a pedophile to hang them and vigilantly hurt them, to send a message out to every other pedophile to say screw you, to hell with you. If you do this again, then we will murder you. Compared to people that steal, or compared to people that steal, people that do any other heinous act in the world of being psychopathic, like, that's basically where I'm getting to. Like, people don't want nobody telling them what to do in their spare time that is a quote-unquote a victimless crime that's viewed by the state as a marginal freedom, because that's what most people get victimized for through the state, where but the state has to make all these rules and regulations to use it as a scapegoat to say that, oh, well, these laws and regulations are used to help people's lives become better, and that's how civilization creates order. But the real point behind it is mainly because to spread political division. That's how the state has all these laws set in place, because they're holding monopoly for control. And that's really how everything is going down. Because if you think about it, there wouldn't be any means of having any government body at all to sustain if there was no government in the first place to strategize laws and regulations and understanding how things will go down. And that's really the only issue that a lot of people are curious about. Because if you're wanting to be good at what you want to do, and you understand that that there's some negative people in your area that are holding you back, and they want to hold you back, and they want to make you feel like as if you're weak and they're stronger than them, then of course that's why a lot of weak and marginal people always submit to authoritarianism. But in this case, with with the Trevino brothers, they had every right to kill the stepfather out of the family. I don't think their friend did anything wrong either. Like, I mean, this is a good justice to me, but to most people that don't understand that pedophiles get away with a good amount of crime in the West, but compared to pedophiles in third world countries that respond to crimes like this, they end up sending messages to the pedophiles to say, hey, if you want to put yourself in another position to wrongfully molest this little girl, or molest X amount of women or girls, then Uh, yeah. Then this is what we're going to do to you. You know, by sending a deadly message for the sake of actually dividing, pedophiles away from advanced human society. Because that's really what it is, that's how pedophiles are able to get in where they fit in. And I just look at pedophiles as like, parasitical assholes that, that come out of their way to do things that they feel like, is core beneficial. Yeah. Oh man, I'm sorry, but when pedophiles get into the rhythm of believing that nobody can stop them what they do, they're gonna continue to do big and bad things. So, I mean, that's what encourages them to do more evil rather than stop doing it, and then look to be a better individual and basically say sorry for all the evil things that they've done. But either way, these guys are innocent. They didn't do anything wrong, man. So I'm really hoping that they can get let go. Yeah, see them, become successful men. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So see you guys later. So bye.